And then one of our recent finds, this absolutely blew me away because we got this actually from the Midwest. It's a yard-long panoramic from 1919 showing the Teachers Institute, Wyoming County, Tunkhannock, Pennsylvania.
Excuse me, I'm going to have you stop that.
Okay.
Open that up again, but don't rest it against your
Okay.
chest because you're hitting your microphone.
Oh, okay.
So
Sorry.
if you could just kind of unfurl that again. But kind of
Okay. Hold it out in front. Okay. This next treasure is special to us. So we got this from out west through an auction that we saw online. But it's a yard-long photo of the Teachers Institute, Wyoming County, Tunkhannock, Pennsylvania, June 18th, 1919. And it has such a great up-close images of all the teachers. And what the Institute was a way that teachers got together prior to school year and after school year to talk about what they've done, talk about curriculum, and no doubt the camaraderie, being able to associate with one another, learn from each other. And they held it at different locations every year. And this happened to be taken in front of the courthouse here in Tunkhannock. And the photographer actually was from Scranton. It was W.I. Ross Photo Company, 623 Electric Street, Scranton. So he traveled up here and took this yard-long photo of the teachers in the Institute.
That was your hand service day.
That's right.
That's great. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Actually, there is one last thing, if I may, and this was dear to us too. We've only ever found 2 of these in a 30-year span. I'm going on my 30 years in business this year, so this was special to us. These were made in Bavaria, and it was a special porcelain souvenir plate of Tunkhannock and the old metal bridge, and it shows the river flowing under. And they were sold in the variety stores here. There was an old store called Modell's Variety Store, which had tons of things like this. And Borden's clothing store, that goes back to the early 1900s. They would have fine porcelain souvenirs like this. So that was special to us.
These are treasures, and you know, you probably could spend the entire day, if not longer, probably going through your shop and just pausing at history and kind of thinking, I wonder what it was like if, like when you held that bottle, I'm thinking to myself, you were holding that bottle, but 100 years ago somebody was using that product.
That's right.
Well,
That's
how does
right.
that make you feel when you think, I'm holding a piece of history that was being used, and God only knows who owned this, or you know what their life was all about. Do you feel like you're kind of capturing their spirit somewhat?
That's why I do it. I feel as though just knowing that somehow this benefited our area in some way, that you know, it was the beginning of like early remedies for things, you know, that help people in our area. It was the beginnings of the entrepreneurial spirit. You know, I'm not really sure 100% of which of roses was used for, but you know, to go through all this, you know, and to have the foresight and provide things like this, again, it's all part of the entrepreneurial spirit of the area and being able to help the community. So that interests me. The history definitely interests me. And being able to own a piece of history is even better. Because how many of these have existed? I've only ever seen one in 30 years, as is with the same with a lot of these items. You don't see them every day. So when they're there, we make sure we get them one way or another.
Now, you could have gone anywhere in the country to establish an entrepreneurial business. I know you were born and raised here. But you have a spirit about you that at least my impression is that you wouldn't be afraid to, you know, go forward and go to another place and start a business. But why did you stick here? Why did you stay here?
I absolutely wouldn't be opposed to going somewhere. That's a good question. Because via the internet I can operate anywhere in the world. And we can do that in many ways. But we have great family roots here, which is nice. And just the beauty of the area. I mean, I've traveled all over the U.S. and I've been into gorgeous areas in Canada. And I've yet to go to Europe, where we have regular business now, which we will be there soon. But it just seems like every time I come back, you know, when I'm away I miss it, and I want to be back here, surrounded by the endless mountains and the beauty of it. And being able to encourage other young ones, other young entrepreneurs, because it's the young entrepreneur that's going to keep small historic towns like this alive. It's not going to happen many other ways, unless big business kicked in, which they have. But think about this, 70% of all jobs created come from the small entrepreneur, over 70%, nationwide. And so it's up to small entrepreneurs like us to continue to create the economic value and also contribute economically to keeping small towns like Tunkhannock the way they are and restoring the history for future generations.
Now I'm going to ask you to just kind of remove yourself as a businessman,
Okay.
and as an entrepreneur. As a person, what do you feel is the magic of Tunkhannock?
Being able to walk down the street, whether it's your day off or not, and even if you don't know everybody, they're all still friendly. You know, a warm welcome, a warm hello, not having stress and pressure, you know, just being downtown and in the surrounding areas of Tunkhannock, just a calming, relaxing thing to me. And personally, that's, you know, when you peel away all the stress and pressure of a day and can have that just by being in your community and surroundings, it's a golden thing.
Thank you so much. It was beautifully done.
Thank you.
Did I cover all bases?
You did.
Okay, very good.
Awesome.